Illegal elbow.
Elbow techniques. This is the elbow. An elbow from here. I'll throw the elbow.
Yeah, the illegal elbow.
Welcome back, just like that!
Hey, welcome to Illegal Elbow MMA and more. It's Brian from LegalElbow.com and Illegal Elbow on Twitter.
And this is Dan from MMA Aftermath on Facebook and Twitter. Little tasteless, classless comment on Twitter. Lost a lot of respect for her, even if she took it back. But to go to the length of saying, I don't know what might happen. I hope she does not kill herself later on. Quote from Betch Correia, bro. Totally out of line. Fighters can talk shit, that's good, but we all know the backstory of Ronda and her father committing suicide, and all the people out there that are going through depression and have lost people to suicide. Just not even in a comedy aspect could you even fucking make an excuse for this comment, bro.
No, and I mean, Ronda's. I can say from experience, I mean, just my own, not experience, but opinion, Ronda's been annoying with some of the things that she's said over time. But, I mean, I'm actually starting to come around when it comes to her, here and there. There's going to be times she's going to annoy me just the same, I'm sure. But like a Bisping. I'm actually really kind of come along with Bisping, even though Bisping, image-wise, is starting to fade because I think people are starting to realize, okay, this guy's never going to win a title. But it's just an example. But Betch Correia has been on this rampage of talking, trying to take a Chael Sonnen, Conor McGregor kind of aspect and trying to just really talk, trying to get in her head, obviously, which maybe she has some here, with some of the comments she's made over time, but you're not, how do we really know? Maybe she will take a Ronda out of her game, because not a lot of people have really talked that fierce and that nasty besides Miesha Tate. Miesha Tate was probably the one to be the worst about it, you know what I mean? Because they couldn't stand each other. But Betch Correia is impressive with what she's done, but I mean, a lot of her stuff.
She's gone through the 4 horsewomen, or beat 2 or 3 of them already.
Yeah, I know it's 2 of them. A third, I'm not 100% sure. I gotta
beat Jessamine Duke and another chick. So
was it Baszler or no? I don't think it was Baszler. But
she really destroyed Jessamine Duke, dude.
No, yeah, it wasn't even a fight, and she was giving up about probably, at least 6-7 inches of reach.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
she closed the gap, and she's kind of like a person, a fighter that gets in your face, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, she's, like I said, man, she's really good at what she does. But I mean, to say that she's going to be able to, not get judo tossed easily, and not, going to be able to avoid everything that Ronda can do with her. Ronda's really good at submissions now. I mean, not now, but I'm saying besides the armbar. I mean, she's good in a lot of places now besides the armbar. Taking arms home for the trophy case or whatever, with a dozen arms in there. But I'm looking this up while we're talking here because I want to actually see what her thing is here. Just put in the first name, it comes up. She's the Pitbull. Why don't people stop using the fucking Pitbull name already? But we got like 4 Pitbulls now. And, Bellator, her, and Andrei Arlovski. But anyway. 9 wins, 2 knockouts. Why can't
somebody be like the Shar-Pei or the Poodle, Come on.
Right. 9 wins, 2 knockouts, 7 decisions. That doesn't look good already right there, being that she's going in with somebody that has almost all finishes. That already looks bad in my opinion. But, she's got a big mouth so far. She, a little while, it's on Illegal Elbow 2. It's a little interview, which Brian Caraway was trying to desperately to get in every word he could, too, because his girlfriend was shadowing him, basically. Or he was shadowing her, however you put it. But because all they want to do was talk to Misha Tate and Brian Caraway's in the background. I have a voice, too, but because he's just not as popular as she is. But she's one of the hottest chicks in MMA. What does he expect? But she was saying that Betch Correia is chewing or is biting off a shit ton more than she could chew. And, it kind of goes in depth of what, of why and what else. But, okay, 2 knockouts, which is, same as what Betch has, and 9 submissions for Ronda. So, I mean, and she's never gone the decision, people. What does Betch think that she's going to be able to do? Get in the inside, land a few shots, and Ronda's just going to sit there?
Yeah.
I just don't see it, man. Betch Correia's got a puncher's chance, but I'm sorry, man. I mean, I agree with Misha Tate. We're doing a pre-fight here. I don't mean to be doing that because we're talking about the shit she was talking, but I just think Betch Correia is in over her head. She hasn't faced nearly the competition. Number one, I mean, at all areas. It would be a monumental event for her to put her out. And that's probably her only chance.
She's getting in over her head, like you said, because Ronda Rousey, man, she's just seen it all, really. She's really seen it all. And the fight I'm just looking for, and we're all looking for, especially if she destroys a Betch Correia, and Betch Correia is just fucking mincemeat in this. Because that's what I think it's going to be. I think fucking Ronda's going to come out and show us some fucking striking, dude. So
you're going to beat the crap out of this broad.
Yeah, and she's just going to prove another point that she has that aspect of the game, too. Yeah.
But we were right. Shayna Baszler and Jessamine Duke. I was unsure of Shayna. I was like, I don't know, man. But yeah, no, it was Shayna Baszler and Jessamine Duke. The two of the horsewomen chicks taken out. I don't know the last one. Who was the last one? Do we know? Because other than that, it's Julie Kedzie, which I doubt is one of them. And that was her only 3 fights in UFC. 3 fights in UFC and you get a title shot.
Well, yeah, it's not just because
it's a tiny division.
They get it. Yeah, she gets a title shot just because there's there's nobody else. 2, she's calling her out, calling each other out. But after this, it's got to be Cyborg. You got to have the Cyborg thing. That's all that's left, really. Let's get this over and done with. It's kind of like Pacquiao and Mayweather to me.
Well,
they've been ducking and dodging for so long. Let's just do this.
Dodge.
Yeah, let's just get it over and get it done, dude. It's like
Holyfield Tyson set this up.
Yeah, it's that super fight that you want to fucking see, man. It's like, let's see it. All right.
Personally, I you know what? Unless this chick is able to come down to 135, it's not going to happen. So she's already set. She's got a. I mean, really, if you look at it, she's got to lessen herself in order to come down and fight this chick that is a different. Why would you even start out with a beef with somebody in a weight class that you can't fucking make? Because that was her whole beef. Oh, I can't make that weight class. And it's like, well, then why would you even go there? Why would you even start talking shit about her? Or maybe Ronda started. Who knows? I don't know who started it, but it was probably Cyborg trying to get her name in some headlines. I'm assuming, but
didn't the UFC sign Cyborg?
Well, yeah, I'm talking way before that.
Oh,
yeah. You know what I mean? She's been talking shit with Ronda, and I don't know if she's the one that started or Ronda did, just to take some spotlight away from her, maybe, because I think it's generally the public that brought this on more than Ronda or Cyborg, really. Everybody's saying, okay, Ronda's this fucking great chick fighter. Well, let us fucking see her take out Cyborg then. If she's so great, and then so Cyborg probably got wind of that, or Ronda got wind of that and was said, well, like, what are you talking about? She's frankly a man or whatever. I don't know how it started, but
like, shit, bitch.
But I don't know, man. It's to me the Ronda I'm more excited for Ronda Betch right now than I am for Ronda.
Yeah, but I'm just after the Zagano and the Tate, and it's like I just don't see anybody taking Ronda out, man. It's
No.
I got some major respects, man. You watch that walk-in for the fucking Zagano, man. She was fucking like scary, dude.
Yeah.
And I was like,
No, and
man,
I have a lot
seen
more
her that
respect for her.
intense.
Yeah, no, and I agree, man, and I haven't I've never had the amount of respect that I have for her now. I mean, obviously, I have a shit ton more respect for her now, just in her talking, and I don't know if she's trying to do this or whatever, but she appears to me more truth now than just spewing out some shit talk. I mean, it's more maybe some of the backing it up's taken. Kind of leads me in that direction, leads me to that belief or whatever, but you don't seem like just talk shit now or this. For the longest time, we called her a not a sociopath, but what
Narcissist.
was that? Narcissist, that's right. Some of that behavior might still be there. I don't know, man, but it seems like a lot of that has kind of gone by the wayside. I don't know if she.
I think it has a lot to do with her, not being the underdog anymore, or being doubted, because she's got all the movies now. She's got the magazine deals and the commercials, and she might, I don't know, just trying to maybe people are in her corner saying you need to be a little more professional too,
That could be, yeah. She got
I
a
don't
couple PR people working with her.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Yep.
Who knows? Yeah. Could be a big part of it.
Because you don't see her, with the attitude anymore, the poutiness. It's more persona, I guess.
And her coming out with a book, it's like that's like a tell-all book, man. There was a review on it online, not online, but on a podcast that I was listening to, and I'm like, holy shit, she really tells all. I mean, she talks about sexual shit, talks about her life growing up. I mean, she talks about everything, man.
Yeah, and you know what? The guy that's you got to give kudos sometimes to I don't know if she got interviewed during that or, had somebody bring it out of her.
Her sister. Her sister, it helped her tremendously. Her sister took charge of helping her write the book.
There you go, then. So that probably brought a lot more memories for Ronda out that she could talk about,
Yeah, and that's one of the things she talked about. Because that was actually what I heard was she was talking about it with. I'm pretty sure it was Helwani. You know what I mean? I have a couple different podcasts that I check out, but I'm pretty sure that was it. And she was talking about. You just kind of rung a bell in my head, but she talked about how her sister's like the main person in charge of this, and what better person to have is somebody that I've grown up with and somebody that knows me in and out, and because her sister in her profession somewhere. I don't know what her title is. I don't know what she actually officially does, but it's front and center perfect for this, kind of a thing to bring out a book like that. But she's some kind of I can't even say the title, but it plays a good part in bringing out the stuff in Ronda and writing it, help writing it or whatever. But I'm sure she's not the only one helping writing it, but. And if she is, man, all props to her, man, because the book is getting a shit ton of great reviews and great ratings. I don't know if it's a #1 seller yet, but I wouldn't be surprised if it was, because I was actually even interested in checking out some of it, but I'm not an avid reader. You know what I mean? I think the last book I looked at, really trying to read it all the way through, and I still haven't got through it all, was the Sammy Hagar book. That was like 2011, 2012. So, I mean, that's been a long time, but that's an interesting book, man. But anyway, it's not a book podcast, but.
Yeah, we'll see what happens with, these two clashing. I agree with you. I do not think that Betch Correia is ready right now. She just hasn't been through the wars. Ronda's on fire. It would take either her knocking Ronda out or just outworking her the whole fight and not getting into some compromised positions, but we haven't seen anybody do that yet. So,
I mean, when you talk about the horsewomen, that was, to me, that was solidified and created and all that way before its time. It's like, great idea, but you got a bunch of untested people in here that you're adding into your little 4 horsewomen thing.
yeah.
Because Shayna Baszler, obviously, she's a pioneer when it comes to women's MMA. Jessamine Duke, bad idea. I mean, not saying anything bad about Jessamine, but she's
You can't go with what she did in Tough and just base that's what she's going to do in her whole career, because we've seen Jessamine Duke has 0 to no head movement, and she's just gotten exposed lately. So
yeah, and there was times where she looked great, but it's at a very elementary level. You know what I mean? So, but Shayna Baszler, a pioneer of women's MMA, whatever people want to call her, man. And I agree, man. There's a lot that she's done, but she's really, I don't care what anybody says, man, in my opinion, she has really sat back and let everybody get a lot better than her. I think she took that shit and wore it on her sleeve. I started a lot of this, so you're no better than me, kind of an attitude maybe. I'm just speculating, man. But I think there is a little bit of chip on the shoulder there. You know what I mean? I think so. And I think it doesn't help her out. It hasn't helped her out. And in turn, along with 10 other people, she got cut from UFC within the last couple of days. So, and that's we can go out on that note. Check that out, people. 10 people got cut from UFC. And you know what?
who got cut? What chick got cut?
Shayna Baszler.
Oh.
I'm going to go ahead and say it. I'm not going to miss her. She needs to really reassess and figure out whether she wants to continue doing this, because, I mean, she went on a show with a bunch of chicks that, I mean, she's not old. If she's a real mixed martial artist and a pioneer of the sport, she should have beat these chicks. These chicks are newbies. And she didn't. And Betch Correia just tore her apart, man. Just beat the hell out of her, man. So, what does that tell you? And how far along is Betch? Betch is 9-0. Betch has faced a bunch of people that we have no idea who they are. So there's a lot to be said for what Shayna Baszler's been doing in the last 2 years. You know what I mean? So, but I agree, man. The Correia Rousey fight, I think is I hope it's at least a good fight. I hope she's at least able to make it a good fight. I think it's going to be worse than some of the Miesha Tate fights.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be just a smashing. If not a quick sub, it's just going to be a lesson teaching. Betch Correia is in way overhead. I agree with Miesha Tate on that. And I'm not holding my breath for any kind of a Cyborg fight. I think Cyborg's doing more. Cyborg's brought herself to doing more talking than anything else.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm quite possibly I'm just tired of hearing Cyborg's fucking mouth when it comes to that, because it's like, okay, you haven't even made it to the weight class yet, so why don't you stop talking?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
it's a requirement.
It's a requirement. Make it to the weight class, you got the fight. She hasn't even made it to the weight class yet. She still keeps flapping her gums. It's like, you know what? It's tiresome to me. But if it's gonna happen, fucking A, I'm front and center, man. I'm all about it. Let's see it. But It's like, until she makes it to the weight class, I don't want to hear a damn word out of her ass. Because she's been doing nothing but talk. Ronda's been backing it up. So let's see it.
We'll see you next time. Steadfast.
And a God beer. All right, people, thanks for tuning in, man. It was a blast. Don't forget to check us out, MMA Aftermath on Facebook, MMA Aftermath on Twitter, also Illegal Elbow on Twitter.
And head on over to illegalelbow.com. Check out the top 20 heavyweight list and the heavyweight forecast and all the extras and new stuff that Brian's been putting on. That's illegalelbow.com, people.